Hello and good day to everybody. I just wanted to make a video about what I consider to be some rideshare essentials. Things that I use personally as well. Um, I'll have a list of to links to everything I'm about to talk about in the description below. So let's get to it. Very first thing is if your vehicle doesn't have USB charging ports, well, you got to get USB charging ports, and this is a fairly good one. It's compact. You have up to five different chargers attached to it. So, um, for me, it's fairly useful because I have about five different things that I use to charge. So, this works perfectly for me. Um, Then the next one we're going to go over is, probably the most essential thing out of any rideshare driver, whether you're doing Lux Black or regular, you need to have charging cables. Um, if you don't have charging cables, you're doing it wrong. So please make sure you get one. And this one happens to have all the different cable types. I personally use two. Um, they're both in the middle row, and I have it I have it tied zip tied very carefully to my seats so that they don't protrude and they're not in the way, and they're right in front of the passenger once they get inside the vehicle. Definitely recommend to get at least two. Next up is hand sanitizer. Well, why do you want hand? Well, believe me, there's some people out there that that wanna once they see it, they'll use it, and they will very much appreciate it. Remember, all these things in here are to give you a higher percentage rate for tips, and again, these are the things I use. See, I've already purchased this two times. I last purchased it in August, so I'm using these products myself. These are great. I usually have two at a time in the car. Once they're about halfway empty, I just replace it with a fresh one. Next up is mints. I've can't remember how many times people have asked me if I had gum. Don't Whatever you do not get gum. Mints is the way to go. I usually have again two separate ones in there, and then once they get about halfway empty, or if I see that it's starting to look not fresh, I just swap it out for a new one. It's fairly cheap, it's $10 for a pack of 8. Can't go wrong. Next up is air fresheners. Um, for obvious reasons. Even if you keep your vehicle well maintained like me, it's always good to have it. I have it positioned to where it's directly in the back, so it keeps the car smelling good, especially when you're in those large trip days. Another alternative is which I also use is Chemical Guy's new car smell. So after like 4 or 5 rides, I'll just go ahead and do a couple of squirts of this stuff in the back. It keeps the car smelling fresh and nice. Next up is tie wraps. So for those charging cables, to be able to reroute them to where the cable or with the length that the cable is hidden, you got to use tie wraps, and you might have to get a little bit creative with it. But believe me, you don't want just the cable length just in the way, and because people are gonna rip them, they're gonna break. Um, Keep the cables stationary, keep them fit and tight, and they'll last you a long time, and customers will appreciate it. Next up is bottled water, and just little mini bottled waters. I usually have between 2 and 4 at a time, and people go through them fairly quickly. It's just one of those things. Again, it's just doing everything you can to maximize your ship potential. Next up, we have something that you're going to need to have if you do nighttime driving. Which, if you're not doing nighttime driving, then I don't know what you're doing. Is vomit bags. You know, part of the conditions of picking up people is you're going to pick up people from bars and clubs that are drunk, and some people can handle their liquor, and some people can't. Some people know when they're going to puke, and some people don't. So what I do is I usually have at least one or two in my vehicle, and anytime I pick someone up from a bar, I always say the same exact thing every time. Hey, if any of you guys start to feel a little bit nauseated, just go ahead and please do me a favor, grab the blue bag in front of you, and it'll be all good. You know, regardless, whatever they say, just as long as you mention that to them, um, you know, it will save you. Next up, we have is a portable car vacuum. This is especially helpful if you're not close to a home base where you can have equipment at, like I do. You know, or if you end up in the middle of an airport and you want to do an airport run for whatever reason, or if you want to take a break, this is excellent because you know, you can plug this into your cigarette lighter and you know, do a quick vehicle detail. You know, it means the world to some people. You know, and obviously, you know, if you're like in the if you're in the fall and there's lots of leaves and junk on the ground, it's always nice to keep your vehicle clean. Um, you know, if you're doing 30 to 40 rides a day, this is pretty much a necessity. Next up is something that a lot of people don't know about. These are basically cell phone blocking bags, cell phone signal blocking bags. Um, you know, part of the issue with rideshare driving is people will leave their cell phones in your vehicle. You know, while most people will, you know, will be kind about it and will try to work with you through the app. Some people won't. Some people will just wait until you stop driving, and then look up their cell phone in the middle of the night and find out where you live. And you don't want that. So the second you see second you see a cell phone in your car, immediately throw it in this bag and close it. That way, that the cell phone cannot broadcast its location. Whatever you do with the cell phone, it's up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do and what not to do, but I would consider this a very essential item for your own personal safety, of course. You know, another useful item, especially if you're in an area like me where you know, cell phone signal can change greatly depending on, you know, just turning the corner, is a cell phone booster. Basically, what I do with it is there's there's a mount. I have it on the exterior in the rear and the back, and then I have a cable that's long enough to go all the way to the front, and I have it rerouted through the interior, through the interior of there's usually every vehicle there's like a very thin line where you can stick like a small cable through, and I have it routed all the way to the front, and then I basically the way it works is that this is the antenna. This is where you're gonna stick it out, and this is the thing that attaches to your cell phone. This is the device that connects the power to the antenna. This is the antenna. This is your mounts for this device, and then this is the USB cable that charges the whole thing. Definitely a worthwhile investment. It keeps your cell phone signal stable, and it's very good. Actually, I have one more thing that I forgot to add. That is basically a an accessory holder for the car. Um, That way you have a place to store all this stuff that I'm recommending. So, you know, you can get one like this. Comes in a pack of two, $14. Put one in each seat. Stick all these things that you want to get and put it in there. It'll work your wonders. You know, and they're cheap enough to where if something happens, like what happened to me one weekend, where someone just puked and it landed all over it, I just threw it out and got another one. You know, I collect a $150 fee from Lyft and just buy another one. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Again, if you have any questions or you know concerns, just leave it down below.